Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we will be playing The Sims 4 as usual, and we'll be making the Goth's sister's house. So as you can tell, I started with deleting the whole entire house because at the beginning I was like, I'm going to base off this house, and then I'm like, you know what, let's go a completely different idea. And I don't know if you looked carefully, but in the thumbnail it looks like a bit of a blue suburban house. I did have a bit of a hard time like figuring out what's the shape of the house gonna be. Like the side look a bit weird, so I was like, okay, you know. And then I ended up arranging a bit of the house while I was doing the inside because it was not fitting the stuff that I needed. I also came in upstairs because like the house looks small, and I remember that like in the actual thing when I was talking, I was making her sister Irene, I think I'm not sure, I think that's her name, I'm not sure, but I think so. I had mentioned that I made a small house. This is, when you look at it from the outside, it looks big, but honestly when you have all this stuff inside, when I was building I was like, oh my god, how am I supposed to fit all these stuff that I need inside the house? So yeah, exactly, it is a pretty small house when you look at it from the inside. Anyways, I ended also, as you can see, I put columns under the roof. That's why I brought it up forward, because I thought it would be a cool idea to put like the columns in them. There's like a curse that happens to me every time I put columns in my house. I always have to put it around the whole entire house. And this is where I put a cheat in so I could put the columns in because they weren't doing it with the roof. So yeah. And then look, as you can tell, I was doing this and I was trying to figure out how to do this and it wasn't working. So later on I decided that, look, I'll make the roof taller, but then it didn't look so good because it was like weird when I started doing all the wallpaper and that stuff. Like you see how it's like not equal? Yeah. Anyways, I'll get to that later. Now, as you can tell, I'm like trying to choose which color I'm gonna use. Sorry. And I was like, I wanted to have like a blue suburban house, but with a bit of like brick walls. So that's why there's like some of them. See, look, as you can tell, that's what I did. I grabbed that and I copy pasted. That's smart, you know. Now, I think the hardest part of this building this house is that I had to pick the windows, and before I started this YouTube channel, my windows, my houses had like 2 windows. That was pretty much it. Like I literally spent like 10 minutes scavenger hunting for like a nice window, and then I spent like another 5 minutes figuring out how to place this window. And then I had to figure out another way where to put them. So yeah, and I also found another window, which honestly I love how it brought in a little bit of a lighter blue with the house. It was really cool. See, that's from Adventure Waits, and I really love it. So good, so good. And then I put it right there, and then like as you can tell, I have like enough space like there. So I decided, look, I haven't put a backyard though, just to clarify. But yeah, so as you can tell, I do have I did struggle a tiny bit with like the fencing in the front of the house because it was like not making it. Like it wasn't being like proper, and I want to see how the doors were, like which doors to pick, and I kept ended up picking that. And I started with the landscape, and the landscape I honestly really liked it. I found at one point, you see that fountain thingy? I really wanted to put it in the front of the house because it just looks really nice, but then I was thinking like it doesn't look that great, and then I found out, like, I remember that we have the green thing, so I did that. I was really excited. So yeah, now I'm doing the landscaping. I just pretty much added trees everywhere and a bit of plants. I did pretty much the same landscaping. Later on, after the landscaping, you're gonna see me. I'm going to be starting with the inside. Basically, it's because I'm gonna move a bit of landscape while I'm in the inside because well, it was clipping inside and I wanted to clip it. Also, I had a vision for the living room, but then I realized that like I had to delete all the walls because I didn't have enough space. First of all, so So I made the kitchen and the living room and the dining room and the stairs area like all one piece. So yeah. See, now I had a vision. I was gonna do a fireplace in there, and then I'm like, wait, I need to put a TV somewhere. So I put it right there. I used it. I don't know if it's functional, but I did it. I did not put this house in the gallery. I don't know why, but I might will when I do the next episode. Anyways, so this is just for her sister. Now the next episode will be about her parents' house. Also, I had a very hard time figuring out the lamp, like the way I was gonna put the couch. So no, I knew I wanted a rocking chair. That's all I knew, and I wanted one couch at least. The fireplace was staying. That's where I knew that part, but I had a hard time like figuring out where I was gonna put the chairs, all that stuff. And then I picked something that was like looking alike, so I ended up sticking with this. I changed the colors, of course, and I added a bit of decorations, like a carpet, and then. But that for a while, for some reason, I really wanted to add I forgot what it's called, but like that exactly what I was figuring out. And then I put it in the entrance because it didn't like fit. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm still trying to figure out. It never fit. It was too big. And then I put a lamp, and as you can tell, it was like going into the floor because I raised up the floor. It's basically I literally just raised it up from 9, and I figured out my problem, and then I realized I have nowhere to put the stairs. And so yeah, that's what I figured out. And then I arranged the house a bit more, and then when I slowly looked around, I saw that I ruined the roof. Not ruined, but like I broke a bit of the roof, and I didn't like that so much, so I ended up arranging it, as you can tell, and then I was like, now I think we're moving into, we're moving into, I did the living room because I knew I was putting that, and then I think we're moving into the stairs. The stairs, I actually had a hard time, and sorry, it's not my first time this happened to me. The stairs, they weren't working because basically, like, I don't know why, but like they weren't working because like the floor was raised up, so I had to put the floor, I had to raise back down the floor. So yeah, and then I literally made an open space, and then I put like a desk area there. I feel like I went more with the Goth sisters vibe mostly. I feel like her house would be mostly decorated by her. I ended up keeping that desk. I know it looks a bit clipped into the thing. I honestly didn't really care because I don't think it passed through the window. I really didn't check. But yeah. Now as you can tell, I kept the same desk. Like I changed the desk, and I honestly love how I did that chair. Like I went with the green, and I want to give her a carpet, guys. The carpet was so funny. It's like I wanted to give the one with the lambs, but then I'm like, does it look too childish? So yeah, look, so I tried to use it, and then I added a yoga mat just to bring in like thing, because like in my mind, I think she would do yoga. This is where I had to arrange the house for a while because I needed to figure out just like it was just a small dining room, and it only fitted 4 chairs, and just imagine if I had decided to pick a longer one, like it wouldn't have worked. So yeah, so that's where I decided to do the kitchen, and I was like, this looks pretty ugly, but I had to deal with it because it's a space. And then I didn't want to add the fridge right in front of the window because I've done that so many times, but there's always like the pipes, and I really don't like that. I know, I realized now that I didn't add any curtains in any of the windows, which was not really smart. And then I moved on to the upstairs part, but oh yeah, I didn't move on yet. I just put the wallpaper, and then I realized I have a bathroom. On board, I realized I had a bathroom, so I like showed you guys how I did the house. Look, I'm like putting on like the alarm system, the thermostat, the fire thingy, and then I thought I finished because I forgot about the bathroom because it's like tucked away, and I forgot about it. And then I show you guys, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have a bathroom. Like, I have only 2 bathrooms in this house and 1 bedroom, 1 office area, 1 kitchen, 1 dining room, 1 living room, 1 TV, and that's it. It does not look like a small house from the inside, honestly, but in my mind, like, this was so hard to build just because how small it was. And then I spent a lot of time just by myself making a little gallery wall, a tiny one. It's not very good. I like that. I don't really like I like how it turned out, but I don't really like how the frames are like all different colors, and I don't like they're all like rectangular and that they're all in the weird spot. There I added a family, and then I realized they didn't have a kid, so honestly I didn't really care. I just left it there because usually I put that there. See, as you can tell, I realized I have the bathroom, but honestly I put that little statue there. Like, I honestly didn't mind that I had that there. Like, I always put it in every family house. Okay, most of the time I put it in the entrance or somewhere in a house with a family, and I didn't mind whatsoever. And then I added a shower, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to make like a walk-in shower. When I mean a walk-in shower, like there's a shower, like little head showers, and then I wanted to add like a wall, but not a wall like the way I built the house, like a wall that you could see through but not see through. And then I ended up going scavenger hunting for the expansion pack and get famous, so I could find the object that I need, especially that I need to see. As you can tell, I wanted to kind of close it off, but not through a wall. I wanted to close it off just by like a little tiny thing that was blocking it. And then I was looking at it, I was like, do I like the bathroom or not? So I didn't. Honestly let it be. I copied the light. I put the light everywhere, and then I kind of wanted to make like an office, but then I'm like, I don't have a space for an office, so honestly I just made a bathroom with their own. I made a room with their own bathroom, and I did add a fireplace with a TV because I think it would be nice that they had their own fireplace in their room, and also that spot is dedicated for that. So I think, because like usually in houses when you have a fireplace you have like something that's gonna make it go out of the house, right? Except in this one, when you have a fireplace, that never happens, right? So I tend to do that when I want to, so that's why I dedicate a spot just for a fireplace while I'm building the house. And honestly I think that part just suited the house so well. Also, I had a hard time deciding if I was gonna like how I was gonna plan the room, because it is a really small room for a double bed. Like, I'm telling you, it's a very small room, and I ended up using that. So then I moved on to the bathroom, and then I realized I need a door. I need a door, and I didn't realize that. So yeah, I put that in there. Then I think I changed the shower at one point just because, like, what's the point of having a sink with no toilet? So yeah. You remember, like, there's like one house that I absolutely hate in The Sims just because of one reason. There's like 3 bathrooms and only one of them has a toilet. And it's it's the biggest bathroom ever, and they're all so big, the bathrooms. I hate it. It's in Get Famous, the World House Valley. I forgot whose house it is, but I know it's somebody's house, and I absolutely hate it every time I play with them. And now I think we're towards the end of the build. At one point I also added a welcome mat. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.